The top 7 become the top 5, as last week was the quarterfinals of the Masking UK Series 6. The remaining 7 singers competed for a spot in the semi-finals, and 2 singers were unmasked at the end of the episode, and one of them I was pretty surprised about, but we'll get into that just a bit. But regardless, we've got a lot to talk about in this week's, last week's actually episode. I'm doing it this week, 2 days before the semi-finals, so let's get straight into this video. So, last week was the top 7, aka the quarterfinals of the Mastering UK. And again, I do apologise for this being a little bit later again because I've been so busy. Again, because I honestly, sometimes I just don't have the energy, but also because I'm really busy at the same time. It's one of those weird things, you know what I mean? But regardless, it was a brilliant episode last week. I really enjoyed it. I think a lot of people brought it this week, I have to say. And I just really am liking the semi-finals, which I won't say quite yet, but we'll get into it maybe towards the end of the video. And yes, and honestly, it's literally roughly it's like 9 days until the Mastering UK ends for another year. It's crazy, and I mean a week after the final the Mastering, we'll be getting Britain's Got Talent again, so I'm happy about that. So I think with Britain's Got Talent, I'm planning to do a video, 2 videos actually, kind of like maybe, like I mentioned, like I did last year with the kind of the acts I'm hoping to see on this year, as well as like everything you need to know, and basically kind of giving a little insight of the potential acts we might see. Because honestly, I do know some of the acts that are competing on this year's BGT, but I won't say too much because I don't want to like spoil everything. Because I don't know, I don't even know if they're gonna get on the telly or not. I'm hoping they do though. But honestly, there are some acts I would keep an eye out to see on BGT, but also some breaking news. I'm actually planning to do a recap review of Britain's Got Talent each night, because the semi-finals basically the live rounds will also be on the Saturday, so, and as well as the auditions as well. So I'm actually thinking of doing that, as well as America's Got Talent, which we'll get round to it, which has got its release there, but I'll do that in a different video. But yeah, also be doing Instagram lives, hopefully with Mars Central, maybe Mojo, but we'll see how we go. It's only 16 days away actually, which is roughly 2 weeks when you think about it. So it's not too long. So anyways, honestly, I'm very looking forward to it as well. But anyways, let's get straight into last week's episode. So kicking off the night, we had Pufferfish, who performed "Rain on My Parade" by Barbra Streisand, which I can't remember the musical that she performed it in. I can't. The song that's from. I know it's from a musical. Can't think of it at the moment. But I thought this was for me her best performance she'd given. We really heard the person who I think it is, their wheelhouse in a way. But also, I am shocked she made the bottom 3 in this performance, because I thought she blew the house down with it. And so the fact she made the bottom 3, I was just shocked, thinking about it. So, she's in the semi-finals now, but we don't have to worry about too much. So, Pufferfish, the guest for Pufferfish, I am sticking now. I'm now sticking with my guest, who I've been saying for a few weeks now, and I'm still confident it's the one and only Samantha Barks. And honestly, I think a majority of the people I'm very confident on. I think Dress Crab, I'm still kind of 50-50, but I'm going my gut on him, which we'll get to later as well. So yeah, the clues for this week's for last week's episode, in a way. So she mentioned it was a miracle to still be here. Now, this is probably a bit of a stretch here, but she starred in the musical the Christmas Carol, not Carol, the Christmas Candle, and one of the soundtracks in the movie, the soundtracks based on what the song was to that soundtrack of the movie, is "Miracles All Around." Again, that could be a bit of a stretch there. The French flag that was on the suitcase, she was in. She played. She starred in Les Mis, which the movie is actually set in France, the musical you could say. And she mentioned having she mentioned about having many successful career. I don't want to mention, but she said I've had many successes. Oh, that's it. She meant sorry about that. She mentioned she had many successes, and She actually has made she's had a career in America where she had her stateside debut as Velma Kelly in Chicago and later played the title role in Amelia, which I actually didn't know she was actually famous in America, but that's cool. The Mouse made me think of Disney, and like I mentioned last week, she starred in Disney's Groove High and also Frozen. She plays Elsa in the West End production of Frozen. Um, the photo of Helen as Gail Platt. I think I covered this last week. I'm not too sure, but I think that's a possible link to Jodie Prenger, who stars on Coronation Street, and she competed alongside Samantha in I Do Anything, which is basically a show where they kind of auditioned to be the role in Oliver. I think it was Nancy in Oliver. I could be wrong. And the Isaac Wilde and Hammerstein connected to Oscar, and Disney's won many Oscars, which I think Davina mentioned as well, which I thought was pretty clever. But yeah, this was an amazing performance in Pufferfish. I'm really hoping. Honestly, the more I think about it, I honestly think she's so. I think I just can't put it into words because I'm shocked she made the Boston Three last week because I think she is amazing and has the potential to win the show. I think her, Wolf, and Just Crab are the ones I'm hoping. I'm hoping I've want those three win, to be honest. But but yeah, I'm really hoping we see. I'm so excited that she's in the semi final, and to see her win would just be amazing. I would honestly love to see her win. She's just amazing, just amazing. Then we had Kingfisher, who was revealed this week, last week. Let's say he was revealed last episode. Okay, we'll go with that. So he performed Something Stupid, the beautiful Frank Sinatra and Nancy Sinatra duet, which I've always found that song. I only know that song really because of Robbie Williams did that with Nicole Richie, if I remember correctly. It was honestly, I really liked Kingfisher throughout this series, where he's always brought a different style of music. Like he did the Muppets, he did the Goo Goo Dolls, he did Sinatra, and he kind of did another Sinatra song. But it has been covered many times before, so you know what I mean. But anyways, he was revealed, and honestly, I'm fuming at myself I didn't get this because looking back, it made so much sense, and it was revealed to be Sir Grayson Perry, the artist. He's an artist. He's done TV, and honestly, I'm absolutely kicking myself I didn't get this because I was so convinced it was Bob Mortimer. Some of the clues are matching up to Bob Mortimer. I mean, I will say, and the thing is, I did hear a little bit of Grayson's voice when I looked back, but I was still thinking Bob Mortimer. I was still on the Bob Mortimer train, and when he revealed it, I was just so shocked. Honestly, I was kind of kicking myself because I know his voice. I know his voice very well, and and looking back, the clues make sense. Like the GP, the most obvious clue there, that's his initials. Like, for goodness sake, it's just. I'm such a fool for not getting that as well. And he had been a recent popular guest as well, because I had seen Simon Farnaby as a guest as well as Paul Whitehouse and Harry Hill. I didn't think it was Harry Hill though, but I was very confident it was Bob Mortimer. But I think that's between Bob Mortimer and Simon Farnaby. But yeah, it was great. It's Grayson Perry, and honestly, I'm very happy to did the show because, and also I have to say he didn't have that bad of a singing voice, which I thought I just thought he was really good. I mean, for a non-professional singer, he was very good. So yeah, kudos to you, Grayson, and thank you for doing the show, my friend. It was great having you. So the next act we're going to talk about is Bear, and he performed "Tipsy" by Shabuzi. I think that's the song. I wasn't very familiar with the song if I'm really honest. I don't think I've heard the song before, but honestly, I just love his voice. Like there's something about his voice I just really like, and also the way he keeps changing it up every single week. It's just so kind of refreshing to see, and I really really like it. So honestly, and I have to say he's such an underrated contestant. Like a lot of people may be one of the biggest fans of Bear in the beginning. I definitely think he was just kind of like I don't know, but like I think, but since the Miami performance, he's really become kind of slowly my sentimental favorite. And honestly, I'm so happy he's made the semi-finals. I don't know if I don't think he's going to get to the final. I don't think he will, but I'm kind of hoping we see him like in the second half of the show where this in the semi-finals the singers sing again. I hope we see him do that as well. So yeah, I'm very happy that Bear's here. So again, I'm still so confident on my guess for Bear. I've been saying it now for ages. And I'm still convinced it is example. And Mo said it. Maya said it as well last episode. And we'll go through some of the clues that he mentioned. Mo mentioned this in last week, where there was the initials of EG were in the VT, and that is the initials of his full name, which is Elliot Gleave. Then we had the microphone and the stool. Now, believe it or not, but Example actually once tried to do stand-up comedy once, so that was a very subtle clue. Because with the people guessing Richard Blackwood, he's done comedy, so I could definitely see the connection there. Now this one was a very big subtle clue there, which I don't think anyone necessarily noticed, but I did as well. But I think I'm the only one who actually can pick up the clue. So we saw the hip hop on there, and he's done hip hop songs, and there was also the other music genres on the list. Like there was tap dance, there was tango, etc., etc., etc. Now that made me think of Strictly Come Dancing, but he hasn't been on Strictly. He hasn't done Strictly Come Dancing at all. But hear this out. He actually debuted on Monster Cat with his hit song "Strictly For Ya." I know that's a very big reference, a very big um clue I managed to pick up there. So a very interesting way to put a Strictly clue there, because his song has got the word Strictly in it, so that's cool. And then the classic, the bumper, the police. You got classic car, bumper car, police car. And also Mo mentioned this. He has a show, or did a show about supercars. So yeah, I'm now very confident it's example. So and I mean, I must say, I wouldn't be upset if he did get to the final, because I do think he's been growing on me for so long. I just really like him, and especially for a rapper to do doing Oliver Twist in the first episode. I'm like, I did not even expect that from him. So it just shows the versatility that he really has. So yeah, honestly, I'm so happy that he's in the semi-finals, and I would love to see him get to at least the top four in the same episode. I hope that happens. Then we had Snail, who was the second one to go home tonight. Now, I must be honest, I feel like so she performed "Dance Tonight" by Dua Lipa. I'm very happy we got that song on the show again. Finally had it on the show, but I don't think it fitted her voice well. Like, it was good, but like it just felt like week one when she did Espresso. I feel like her vocals were really drained back in a way. So it was the song choice I think let her home that made her go home. I will say, I mean, and it's gutting as well, because I thought she was great. You know, her Rule the World performance and Wilson Phillips' song performance was just they were really good. They were really good, and I think had she stayed at that level, she would have most likely been in the semi-final. So it was just one bad song choice that just got her out, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest. I mean, like Charlie Simpson, who was the runner back in Series 4, his performance of Into You, I thought it was very good, but I didn't think it was his strongest performance. But I feel like he actually delivered on the vocals as well. So, but but for Snail this time around, it wasn't quite it. So sadly, Snail was out, and I was right on this one compared to Kingfisher. It was eventually revealed to be Andrew Core, and I got that as well. So yeah, honestly, it's so great to have a member of the cause on the show as well. I mean, I bet next year we're gonna have someone from Wilson Phillips. You know, even though I don't know any of the Wilson Phillips members, sadly, I can never. I mean, I can never remember their names if I say that. So honestly, she did great to make it as far as she did. Honestly, and again, I'm just gutted that she went out, because she just had a case of a bad song choice. So yeah, while it's gutting, I think the song choice shot him in the foot a bit. So sorry, Andrea, you did great, but that song choice was not for you. I'm sorry, but You did well though. You did brilliant. Now let's talk about Wolf. And in my opinion, I thought this was the best performance of the night for me. Like he really delivered this week. Not, mate, I don't think he necessarily had the belting that I wanted to see him do, but he still gave it vocally. It was definitely his best performance he'd given. So he performed "Birds of a Feather" by Billie Eilish. Again, I wasn't too sure on this song. I mean, I never heard the song before, but honestly, he made this song like a wet version. Like he made this song feel like it was in the 80s. Honestly, I just thought he was absolutely fantastic. Honestly, and I do hope we see him do some sort of belter, so we see that full potential. Because if it's who I, with my guess being who it is, I know this guy can just belt it. He is super talented. And speaking of that, I'm still convinced that the Wolf is the one and only Marty Pillow. I'm so convinced it's him now. So let's go through the clues for him. The eyes photo that made me think of Angel. That's basically a reference to Angel Eyes, which is their song. And yep, and then the egg sandwich. This one I think could be a throw off, but on the internet, there's a video of him trying a egg and tagliatelle scone as Morton's fried roll. I don't think that means anything. That could mean something else, but I could be wrong. The Three Little Pigs with reference another fairy tale, and he's done Panto. And then the Right Down Door State, theatre references, and again he's done the West End. So yeah, I'm 100% confident it's the brilliant Marty Pello. And honestly, the more I think about it, I think Pufferfish and Dress Crab are definitely the fan favourites of the minute. But I honestly could see him winning the show. Like when you think about it, he hasn't been in the bottom the bottom three or two once throughout the competition. And the remaining singers have been at least once. So yeah, I honestly think that he could maybe win, but I don't know. But I would personally I would love to see him win, to be honest, because he's very talented. I think yeah, I would like to see him win. Like I don't think he's my official pick to win, but I would like to see him win, to be honest. Then we had Dress Crab. I put an animation on there by mistake. My apologies. He performed The Mamas and the Papas, California Dreaming, an absolutely fantastic song as well. I've heard it. It's one of those songs that never gets old, and he performed it exceptionally well as well. So yeah, it was absolutely fantastic performance from him. Now, I have a guess here. I'm still thinking it is this person because honestly, since he did the Earth, Wind and Fire song, I couldn't get this name out of my head, but I'm sorry, but I honestly think it's still Seal. I honestly think it could be Seal. Like, I mean, and that's what's frustrating because one minute I hear Greg Reporter and the other I hear Seal. So, anyways, the clues. Now we saw the Idris written on there, that which is a reference to Idris Elba, and he's actually currently going to be in an upcoming film called Dust to Dreams with Idris Elba, believe it or not. The Holly and the Pine Cones, for me, that made me think of Christmas, and he has released a Christmas single as well, and also on The Masked Singer, when he was the leopard, they had that Christmas special, that Christmas episode. The King and I ticket. This might be a stretch here, but the King is of course royalty, and he performed at the Royal Variety Performance in 2017. I'm probably wrong on that. And then the other thing connecting to the clues, the Platinum, which Mo thought of with Gregory Porter because he performed at the Platinum Jubilee. I think he performed at the Platinum Jubilee as well. I could be wrong, but his first album actually went to Platinum as well, believe it or not. So yeah, I'm sticking with Seal for now, and to be honest with you, I am kind of hoping it is him because honestly, he is just an amazing talent, and to have him on the show would just be amazing because I love having the legends come over here on the UK. It's absolutely brilliant, man. It's brilliant. And then finally, I forgot to add the photo of my guest for Bush. So, guys, bear with me for just a second. I'll come back to you in just a minute. Alright guys, I honestly can't be asked to put the image on because I think we all know who it is, and also it's just a little photo. It's not like I honestly forgot to put it in the photo of Bush and my guess for her Bush. But anyways, regardless, we're gonna crack on because honestly, it's one of those things in my opinion which we just have to get passed on. But I think you can just pretend that it's there, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Um, so so Bush performed "A Night to Remember" by Slammer, which I think that's the name. I've never heard the song before, but I thought she did pretty well on the song. And I have to say, the sheep in the background, I just put had gave me the biggest smile on my face. I just really enjoyed the sheep just jamming in the background. So the guess for Bush here is still the same as it has been for the past since she debuted. And I'm still convinced it's Natalie Cassidy. And I've got some clues here to connect here. Um, so um, so the biscuits, the cakes, etc. We saw some like that made me think of Bake Off, and she was on the Christmas special of Celebrity Bake Off. The photo of Windsor Castle, she was in the Windsors, if I remember correctly, and I don't know what impression. She has done impressions apparently. And then the page clue, I think with the wheel, I think that's connected to Joanna Page or something. I can't exactly remember, but it, Bush's clues are the most hardest one for me because even though I know it's Natalie Cassidy, I know it's her voice, but the East Enders clues I'm trying to connect, it fraggles my brain a little bit if I'm brutally honest with you. So yeah, I'm kind of confused on the clues a little bit more, but I'm kind of hoping she goes home next week, so just so we can get her out of the way. So yeah, so that my guess for Bush is still the brilliant Natalie Cassidy. So, folks, that is the recap of last week's episode of The Masking UK for episode 6. Honestly, it was a brilliant episode. A lot of people brought it this last episode, and I thought it was a fantastic episode. In 2 days' time, it's the semi-finals for the Masking UK. We have Bear, Dress Crab, Wolf, Bush, and Pufferfish all competing for a spot in the grand final, where only 3 will make it out alive. But I want to know, who do you think is going home next week? Now, for me, on paper, it's got to be Bush and Bear, in my opinion. I think Bush should go home first in the semi-finals. Then I think it should be Bear, because I must admit I kind of want to see Bear do another ballad before he goes, in a way, because I really liked his tender performance when he did the Blur song. I'm kind of hoping he kind of does another ballad like that again, because honestly, and again I might be a little bit biased here, but I really like him as well. He's just my sentimental favorite. Out of the remaining contestants left, but honestly, I can't see at this rate the final 3 has got to be Dress Crab, Wolf, and Pufferfish. I Now in terms of who I think would win out of those 3, I can't necessarily call in a way because I think last year was pretty predictable to call. Like Series 4 was quite predictable who would be third, second, and third. Series 5 last year, I mean, I had a feeling I knew Piranha would win, but between Bigfoot and Cricket, I wasn't too sure how it would go, to be honest, because I think, you know what I mean? But honestly, again, if that is the final 3 we get, I would be so happy with that. But also, I would be like, I just don't know. I don't know who's going to win. I honestly do not know who's going to win at this rate. Like, this series has been so kind of like out there. I haven't like necessarily called who would win, but that's just me. That's just my honest opinion. But let me know in the comments below, who do you think is going home in the semi-finals, and who do you think is going to be in the final? Like, I'm going to stick with my guess of Pufferfish, Dress Crab, and Wolf, and I'm very much hoping that is the final 3. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe with the post notification turned on. I would really appreciate that. But once again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.